If you are trying to decide between the DreamCloud Premier Hybrid and the DreamCloud Luxe Hybrid, you have come to the right place. Hey y'all, I am Martin here from Mattress Clarity, and I'm here to talk about these two mattresses. I'm going to compare and contrast them, talk about their similarities, their differences, and help you choose one over the other. Let's get to it.
Let's go.
So let's start off by talking about the similarities between these two mattresses. And yes, of course, they come from the same company, but their designs are also quite similar at the first look. So first off, right on top of both these mattresses, you're going to have a cloud quilt Euro top with cooling fiber woven in. Also toward the top of both mattresses, you're going to have a memory foam layer, thicker or thinner depending on which model we're talking about though. And speaking of construction and the support layers of both these mattresses, you're going to have individually wrapped coils. With a similar design right on top and toward the bottom of both these mattresses, you're going to have a similar feel, kind of a pillow top feel with a bit of that memory foam feel mixed in. They're also both going to have some good cooling materials right on top of the mattress, and they come from the same company, so they're going to have the exact same customer service terms. You're going to come with a 365-night sleep trial, a forever warranty, and free shipping and returns. But now let's talk about the differences between these two beds, and there are quite a few. Now first off, looking at the construction, you're going to have more cooling material on top of the DreamCloud Luxe when compared to the DreamCloud Premier. You're also going to have phase change material in that mattress, which you're not going to find in the DreamCloud Premier. Phase change material is a very advanced cooling material made to help regulate your body temperature while you sleep. You're also going to get more memory foam toward the top of the DreamCloud Luxe when compared to the DreamCloud Premier. And the DreamCloud Luxe Hybrid mattress is going to be zoned, while the DreamCloud Premier Hybrid is not going to be zoned. These different designs are also going to affect the firmnesses of these mattresses, so the DreamCloud Luxe Hybrid is going to be softer than the DreamCloud Premier Hybrid. The feels are also going to be slightly different with more memory foam on top of the DreamCloud Luxe. You're going to have more of that memory foam feel when compared to the DreamCloud Premier mattress. And because of the extra cooling materials, the DreamCloud Luxe should sleep cooler than the DreamCloud Premier. But with those extra materials, that more softness on top and more cooling, the DreamCloud Luxe is going to cost more than the DreamCloud Premier. But let's talk more specifically about firmness and feel. And first off, in terms of firmness, the DreamCloud Premier scored for me a 6 out of 10, so a little bit softer than average. But with more comfort material on top of the DreamCloud Luxe, it was even softer than the DreamCloud Premier. It was closer to a 5.5 out of 10, so much softer than average. Now, speaking of feel with these two mattresses, they are both going to have a pillow top feel, a Euro top feel right on top of the bed, mixed with that memory foam feel as well. It's a super comfy feel overall. But with the DreamCloud Luxe, you're going to get more of that memory foam feel. You're going to get more contouring. You're going to sink a bit further into this mattress when compared to the DreamCloud Premier. But now let's talk more specifically also about sleeping position, starting with the DreamCloud Premier Hybrid mattress. Being closer to medium firm, it is a good match, I think, for a lot of back sleepers. You're going to get a good balance of comfort and support, also some good contouring as well. Also being softer than average, a good option, I think, for a lot of side sleepers. Some very soft memory foam right on top for good pressure relief on the shoulders and the hips. But being a little bit softer and not too firm, definitely not the best option for strict stomach sleepers. You're gonna want something firmer and more supportive overall, possibly the DreamCloud Classic or a different mattress altogether. Now, speaking about the DreamCloud Luxe Hybrid mattress, also I think a good option for back sleepers because of that zoning, but it still might be a little bit too soft for some strict back sleepers. Side sleeping though is going to be ideal with this bed being even softer than the DreamCloud Premier. Excellent pressure relief on the shoulders and the hips, but you also have that zoning to keep you in good neutral alignment while you sleep. But being so soft, also not the best option I think for a lot of stomach sleepers. Again, if you sleep just on your stomach, look for a firmer mattress altogether. Now, if you sleep with a partner, there are two more things you want to think about. And the first one is motion transfer. And that means if you're lying down on one side of the mattress and your partner rolls around on the other side, are you going to feel that motion or not? I saw a good handling of motion transfer with both of these mattresses, but I think a little bit better with the DreamCloud Luxe Hybrid with more memory foam right on top. You're going to get some better motion isolation when compared to the DreamCloud Premier Hybrid. But also I think in terms of edge support, some solid edge support with both mattresses. I felt secure sitting and lying down near the edge of both beds, but maybe a little bit better with the slightly firmer DreamCloud Premier Hybrid. But real quick, let's talk about pricing. But if you want to get the best deal on both these beds, check out the YouTube description below. You'll also find some QR codes on the screen. But for a queen size DreamCloud Premier Hybrid mattress with those discounts, around $1,100. Now for the DreamCloud Luxe Hybrid mattress, around $1,500. Before we wrap up, let's talk about who should get each mattress. And first off, in terms of who should get the DreamCloud Premier Hybrid, a better option I think for strict back sleepers. It is closer to medium firm. I felt a better balance of comfort and support with this mattress. Also a better option I think for budget shoppers. If you think both these mattresses could be a good fit for you, you can definitely save some money with this bed. But in terms of who should get the DreamCloud Luxe Hybrid, a better option I think for hotter sleepers. They both have some good cooling materials, but you definitely get more advanced cooling materials with the DreamCloud Luxe Hybrid. Also, it's definitely on the softer end, so I think a better option for strict side sleepers. I felt better pressure relief on my shoulders and my hips sleeping on the DreamCloud Luxe Hybrid. But at this point, you should know which mattress is right for your situation. But if you want more info on either model, head over to mattressclarity.com for the full written reviews and some great money-saving coupons. We'll see you next time.